Wagwan people. Alright, so let's talk about this Death Note movie, Death Note Netflix movie. I watched it yesterday and yeah, decided to do just a little bit of review, talk about it just a little bit, talk about what I like, talk about what I don't like. So let me start off with what I thought of it overall. So overall, it's an okay movie. It's not a great movie in my opinion. It's not a terrible movie in my opinion. It's okay. I would say maybe leans just a little bit more to the terrible side of okay rather than the great side of okay, but it's okay. Now I have watched the anime, watched it I think I watched like the first few episodes a couple of times, and then the rest of it I've watched maybe one each, but it's like 36 episodes of the anime, I believe, or 30 something episodes. I have watched one of the original live action movies, or not really I didn't really watch the whole thing because it was so boring. I think I watched about 20 or 30 minutes of it and I was so bored I had to turn it off. It was just so boring. I have read a little bit of the manga, and I have read a book that was based on Death Note called something like the BB Murders or something along those lines. But that's a pretty good book, pretty slow paced, but it does pick up towards the end of it, so it's a decent book. But yeah, I do like Death Note. I do have some Death Notes merchandise. I got my own Death Notes, so when I get pissed off with somebody, I do write their name. I don't write people's names in here. Nothing happens when you do. I tried it already, but anyway. But I do have this. I just use a regular notebook, and I do have some Death Note playing cards. Even though I don't really actually play cards with these, I just have them here for display. Anyway, so yeah, I like me some Death Notes. And so I heard about this, saw a trailer a while ago, and it looks pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I know a lot of people are pretty pissed because that was a white guy and they're whitewashing him. Look, it's a movie based on something that's set in America. So what? It's not anything. Yeah, it's whoever's mad of it for that reason. You know, I feel people like that just aren't going to be pleased about anything. You know what I mean? It's like there's plenty of movies that are based on things where they change the characters to a white guy or a black guy or an Asian guy or this guy or that guy, whatever guy. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. So what? You know what I mean? It's not a big deal, especially when it's like, look, there are already movies that have Japanese actors based on this, so this is just something different. Anyway, yeah, whatever. So, but yeah, the movie is out, and I watched it, and yeah, it was just the thing is like the things I feel like it did well is that, you know, there has some really cool death scenes in it, for one thing. And if you're a fan of like death scenes, especially like, I mean, it's not the most gruesome deaths in a movie you'd ever see, or at least not I've ever seen it. I'm sure people out there have seen way more gruesome stuff than I have, but it's maybe not the most gruesome, but there are some pretty, you know, gruesome deaths. So if you're a fan of that sort of stuff in movies, then yeah, you get a little bit of that as well, so that's pretty cool. The overall story is just, I mean, it's pretty just for the most part. It does feel a bit cliched, and that's not strictly speaking a bad thing, but then it just I think it's just the way it happens, the way it goes down in the end, it just feels a bit the bad sides of it is just things like it felt very, very rushed. It was trying to stick to the anime, but at the same time do its own thing. Like in the beginning part of it, the beginning, maybe first, say, quarter, first maybe third or so of the movie, it felt like it was trying to do what the anime did, but because of course the anime is like 36 episodes or 38, I think it's like 38 episodes actually, but it's like 20 minutes per episode, so you're looking at something like what, 12-15 hours or so of material that you're trying to condense into like an hour 40. It's not going to happen. So because it seemed like they're trying to stick to anime in the beginning, and then everything just felt very rushed and very moved along very quickly, and everything happened very, very quickly, you know, and it just like, I feel like if you're not that familiar with the anime, it might not make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I don't think you'd be too lost with it. I think you'll still understand it to a degree, but it might not make a whole lot of sense. And even as someone who is familiar with anime, I was like, yeah, you're moving a bit too fast, dude. After that, though, it does seem to be doing more of its own thing, which is pretty cool. I think I would say that it didn't change enough. I would have preferred it if it done more of its own thing and created more of its own story, because then it would have had better pacing, or at least I'd assume it would have had better pacing. You never know, right? But I felt like they didn't change enough. I felt like they should have changed a lot more and done more of its own thing, and maybe just have a little bit of nods here and there if you know, if they really needed to. But but they didn't change enough in my opinion. And it seemed like they're trying to stick to anime, and then later on to his own thing. So the beginning part, especially a bit of the later parts as well, but especially the beginning, it feels very, very rushed, and everything just moves very quickly. It's like, oh yeah, well, we're there now. Oh, that's happening. Okay, and it's just difficult to get a connection with any of the characters because of it, because you don't really have that time to build up. I mean, it does give you motivations and gives you reasons, so you do, as I say, you would understand it, you should understand it, because it does give you the reasons, but it just happens so quickly that you don't really have time to really connect, or at least not in any meaningful way. At least not, I don't think so anyway. But yeah, it's just yeah. It's not a must-see, definitely. I think if you've already got Netflix, then sure, if you've got an hour, 40 minutes to spare, then why not? If you don't already have Netflix, then it's probably not worth getting Netflix for this. There's plenty of other good things on Netflix, by the way. They're not sponsoring me. If they want to sponsor me, then call me, please. But there are lots of good things on Netflix. This perhaps maybe not the one to... this is perhaps the one that you should be renewing your Netflix subscription for, or getting a Netflix subscription for. This is just, yeah, it's possible, I guess, just barely, barely. Certainly not terrible, definitely not a terrible movie in my opinion, but yeah. Anyway, if you've seen it, let me know what you thought of the Netflix Death Note movie. If you haven't seen it, let me know if you plan on seeing it, if you want to see it, if you're interested in it or anything like that. If you're a fan of the original anime or the manga or the book, there was a BB, so I might put it on screen actually if I find the bloody name of it. It was kind of the BB something book. Or yeah, if you're just a Death Note fan, if you like the movies, the original Japanese movies, you like those or didn't like those, let me know what you think of Death Note just in general. And if you liked this video, give it a like and share it amongst your friends. If you did not like it, give it a dislike and share it amongst your enemies. Either way, let me know your reasons in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and until whenever, if ever, the human whose name is written in this book, no, the human whose name is written in this note. Oh, what the damn is, oh, I'm gonna get this damn, okay, one sec. Let me get this damn quote right. The human whose name is written in this note. I was right flipping out. Okay. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. Alright, peace out, homies.